The road to the Ivy League tournament draws to a close. The fourth and final seed is up for grabs with A.J. Brodeur and the Penn Quakers solidly in contention. They welcome the Cornell Big Red, looking to play spoiler in the final weekend of the regular season. It's all going down at the Palestra, and the action is coming your way right now. Ivy League basketball on ESPN. The madness of March has reached Philadelphia, where tonight the Penn Quakers and Cornell Big Red all set to square off. Alongside Vince Kerr and Joe Torti, glad that you could join us here for this contest. And Vince, Penn currently in the driver's seat for that fourth and final spot in the Ivy League tournament, but there's a lot of things that happen between now and then, and it starts with the game tonight.
256 possible outcomes of these scenarios of this weekend, Joe. And Penn pretty much controls its own destiny. They win 2 games, they put themselves in a really good spot to advance to Harvard next week and play in the Ivy tournament. They got to take care of business first. Everybody else is thinking the same thing. 3 teams with a shot: Brown, Penn, and Dartmouth going into this last weekend. And Penn's in the top spot if they can control these 2.
Now we join the third member of our broadcast team, Marissa Pilla. Marissa, thank you very much. Yeah, Vince, attention to detail. Early returns, not great, but 1 possession, all that is. The jump shot turned and missed by Brian Knapp, and now a foul called on the second chance effort. It's going to go against Ryan Bentley.
And Joe, you know I love to complain about officials' calls. Right?
You do?
I do. And I don't like that Penn turned it over on the first possession. But I think that move by Lucas Monroe right there, so many guys do that. They dribble the ball up to get control of it. I think it's a double dribble every time. It rarely gets called, so it would be disingenuous for me to complain about that. Wouldn't be the first time I made a disingenuous argument, though, on one of our broadcasts, Joe.
That's news to me. Teams trade opening scoreless possessions. Here's Lucas Monroe, who did turn it over, is in the starting lineup tonight. He's got to like this matchup. But help comes. Nicely done by the Big Red. Here's Knapp on the attack. Back out for Riley Voss, and it's picked off. Goodman finds Bentley. 3-ball. That's secured by Warren. Good look, though, for Ryan Bentley in the early going.
That's what you're looking for if you're Penn. Turnover, get running. Ryan Bentley runs to the corner, wide open look. If you're Steve Donahue, you will take that one from Ryan Bentley all night.
Here's Terrence McBride, averaging more than 19 points per game over his last 5. Warren, nice look, and McBride on the cut finishes.
Warren did more than a nice look right there as Monroe is going by, gives him a little bit of that booty and creates that little extra space for McBride. Constant motion, nice job. A little subtlety there, though, by Warren, who gets the assist.
Brodeur, a nice feed of his own, and Monroe gets fouled.
I thought Monroe got fouled by Voss on the possession before. He had Knapp in the low block, looking to get in his bag, and Voss came over and double teamed, was able to knock one away, and that time Monroe still in motion, probably taking a page out of McBride's book on the other end. Just had it done to him. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll keep moving. Let me get to the line and see if I can get my 2 points that way. Nice job by the freshman.
Monroe, a 58% free throw shooter.
I'm going to bet you, Joe Torti, that gets better as he moves on. First of all, left-handed guys can all shoot free throws, right? Every one of them.
It's one of the rules.
And he just looks like he's got a nice stroke. I think as he gets a few more reps out there, that number is going to steadily creep up. He looks like he's going to be a good free throw shooter.
Speaking of those, Max Martz with the rebound. Another good shooter for Penn. Tie game at 2. Martz giving it a look from 3. rebounded once again by Voss.
Dixon that got out and challenged that. He does a nice job. I think Martz thought he was open. Good closeout, gets the hand up. Martz comes up a little short.
Knapp, pull-up jumper. Monroe with another rebound.
That's where I really like Monroe. Rebound and initiate the offense. Even though he hits ahead, he immediately puts pressure on Cornell's defense, gets the ball ahead to Ryan Bentley. And Bentley to Brodeur, something we've seen a lot over the last 4 years. Brodeur knows exactly what to do with it, and he's on the board.
An answer from McBride from bonus distance. Terrence McBride putting Cornell back in front.
So I'm giving Monroe a little love right there, saying how well he's doing some things, and then gets caught behind the double. And A.J. Brodeur comes right back. 3 for you, 3 for me.
Cornell, one of 2 teams eliminated from Ivy League tournament contention. And a block inside by Martz. Here's Monroe again. And here's that movement, quick offense, like you said, Vince, off the rebound that you like to see from Monroe. Goodman slams on the brakes. Got into trouble, though. It stays here. And that's fortunate for Dev Goodman. That could have gone sideways on him in a hurry. Senior's really improved over the course of his career and massive steps forward. One of the leaders of this team at this point in a lot of different categories. Brodeur putting it on the deck. Bentley left wide open. Bingo!
Brodeur just draws so much attention that time. Fakes the dribble handoff, goes off the bounce, draws 2 defenders, and Bentley fills in right behind him, wide open, and knocks it down.
Knapp had to dribble off his foot, but he saved it. Now nice back cut again by McBride. Voss for McBride for 3. And you're going to not like that if you're Steve Donahue. That was 27 seconds of pretty good defense and 3 of wide open shot.
Yeah, you know what? Wide open, but McBride still needs to catch it. He dribbles in, has to step back. It was a herky-jerky possession for Cornell. I don't think Steve Donahue is going to be overly upset about that. Pretty good defense. Cornell just gets it in the end.
Brodeur calling for the ball in that high post. Ball moving really well for Penn. In the early going here, 5 to shoot. Goodman. Brodeur's going to put it up. And a skied for rebound by Brian Knapp. Pretty good pace to this game in the early going.
This one's moving right along, Joe Torti. If you got early dinner reservations, you still have a chance. And by dinner reservations, I mean feeding your kids.
Yeah, exactly. That's what reservations are now. Here's Knapp with the pull-up again. That's a shot. He hasn't hit it yet. McBride backs it back out. Junior thought about it from 3 again. Steps back over Monroe. Had a good look, but just short.
Pretty good defense by Monroe. Forces McBride to put the ball on the deck and then take a long challenge 2. Steve Donahue pretty happy with that effort by the freshman.
Goodman all the way to the rim, and he scores. Goodman, elite level quickness, and not just in the Ivy League, in the country. He's really, really good when he gets moving.
You're getting a little glimpse into what these 3 seniors in the starting lineup have given to Penn over the last 4 years. Jump hook from A.J. Brodeur, long one from Bentley, and then an explosion to the basket with the right hand by Dev Goodman. Oh, he's looking to pick McBride's pocket.
Knapp instead makes him pay from the corner. Knapp pulls Cornell back to within 1. We've seen Monroe handling point guard duties. Goodman brings it up this time. Bentley open again. Dishes for Martz. And Martz just unable to get it to go. Rare miss for Max Martz. As a freshman, he's been rock solid from the perimeter. McBride gives it up, and the Warren heave well long. Those are the 2 that have kind of been asked to step up.
I think Brian Earl would say, hey, McBride, that one's you, babe. You know?
Yeah,
you're hot. You're a little heat check. No reason to give that one up.
Now a foul called on the screen as Monroe gets bowled over trying to free A.J. Brodeur. Take a quick breather. It is a 1-point Penn lead in the early going. A little bit of everything, inside, outside game. A.J. Brodeur to Ryan Bentley to the bottom of the basket.
Good afternoon, board members. We have some great new ideas that we want to present to you today.
Who are you talking to?
The first item on the list is selecting a chairman for the advisory board.
What's this?
As well as use the remaining
childcare options run out. Lifetime retirement income from TIAA doesn't.
New scholarship programs.
Guaranteed monthly income for life.
There's something to be said for Philadelphia roots. At Macquarie Investment Management, ours trace back to the legendary Palestra's earliest days, when our family of Delaware mutual funds was founded by Ivy grads committed to this region's heritage and to helping Philadelphia's institutions find investment opportunities that matter. Today, we honor that legacy by offering perspectives that make looking ahead to this season more exciting than ever.
The Penn Quakers in the early going at the Palestra alongside Vince Kerr and Joe Torti here with you. Marissa Pilla on the sidelines. And Vince, it's been pretty good pace early on. Who would you say it favors between the Big Red and the Quakers at this point?
Well, I think Penn would like to try and get some more of those transition baskets they were looking at earlier. And not only baskets, but opportunities. Force Cornell into misses, go end to end. I think Cornell in the half court, you see a little bit of Brian Earl's Princeton pedigree. You know, a couple of backcourts. I think McBride looks like he's getting it going again. So I think the quicker pace, I would say, probably favors the home team. But I don't think Cornell's afraid to play there, especially if they can get McBride going.
Jimmy Boeheim has checked into the game, missed most of the last 5 games with injury. Giving it a go tonight, just started practicing this week. So we'll see how much he's able to give. Number 3 in red. Here's Goodman for 3. And swatted away by Jared Simmons, who's checked in, but here comes Cornell. Jordan Dingle is also checked in, the freshman defending Terrence McBride. Now Boeheim getting an offensive touch. Finds Warren, show and go.
3 good closeouts by Penn, forcing Cornell into secondary looks, and now 4 on the shot clock.
Knapp's going to have to put it up over Goodman, and he didn't know how much time was on the clock. Turnover and a great defensive possession by Penn. They'll take another breather.
Seems like we just started again, Joe Torti.
Well, you know, we'll get back into our rhythm. 11:54 to go. It's the Quakers by 1.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
Capital One knows life doesn't update you about your credit card. So meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong and helps you fix them. Another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. What's in your wallet?
Georgia.
Whatever that is, it ain't breakfast. Show me the good stuff. Hello, tasty thing. It's time to get more out of breakfast. Pick 2 McDonald's morning faves right now for just $4 at breakfast time. Wake up breakfast.
This is our stage. The UFC on ESPN+.
Ancient 8 play at the Palestra Ivy League tournament right around the corner. You take a look at the standings. Harvard, Yale, and Princeton have all punched their tickets. The seeding has to be worked out. You can see Penn, Brown, and Dartmouth all in contention for that 4th and final spot.
256 scenarios, Joe Torty. There could still be a 3-way tie at the top. But I don't think anybody here at the Palestra is thinking about that right now. They're thinking about the Penn Quakers getting 2 and getting to that 4th spot. And likely, if they get that 4th spot, it looks right now, get another shot at Yale. Had a miraculous comeback last week up at the John J. Lee Amphitheater.
Bulldogs have been resilient all year.
Yeah, that guy up there knows how to coach a little bit.
McBride knows how to shoot long 2 hits. Terrence McBride's been asked to really pick up a lot of that scoring load in Boeheim's absence. Averaging over 19 points during that time. Here's Eddie Scott eyeing up a triple. There's a rebound by Boeheim.
I don't have a whole lot to complain about Eddie Scott this year. I mean, he gives you a good physical presence off the bench. He started a little bit early in the year. And I have no problem with him taking that possession didn't have a lot in it, but he's given Penn a lot this year. Energy, athleticism. He's taking the tough defensive assignments. That time he goes behind a ball screen.
Nice position by Simmons.
Cue the traveling music, Johnny. Looked like Jared Simmons had multiple pivot feats right there, Joe Torty. I guess a little home cooking from once in a while.
McBride again, and they're going to have to step out on him. Terrence McBride's feeling it.
I got to tell you, I was in the Penn locker room before the game. You know who's at the top of the scouting report?
Let me guess.
McBride, right?
Yeah, he's getting comfortable.
So it's not like
early.
He's surprising anybody.
Cornell's got 16. He's got 13. Here's Simmons. Again muscles in and gets it to go and one. Simmons heads to the line to make it an old-fashioned three-point play.
Boeheim was game right there. He tried to body up Simmons. I think Simmons felt like he had the length to get over the top of him. I think Boeheim might have a little trouble going side to side right there, at least on that possession. Still a little tender, that ankle of his.
There's the hit for Simmons as A.J. Brodeur checks back in.
That's just as you dial it up right there. If you're Steve Donahue, you get A.J. Brodeur a couple minutes going into the 12-minute media timeout. And Jared Simmons comes off the bench and gives you some A.J. Brodeur-like production.
Yeah, it's tough to say that anybody can step in and do an impression, but Simmons has done a nice job in relief of Brodeur this year. Here's Kobe Dixon.
Kobe
gives it up. McBride again. In and then out. Penn fortunate on that possession. Dingle. Bentley looking for the give and go with Brodeur. And now here's a switch. We'll see if they try to work to Brodeur on the low block.
It's a good job by McBride switching, getting the switch back. But Dingle undeterred while all that defensive switcheroo was going on. He just fills in on that elbow extended, knocks down the three.
Dingle coming off a 17-point effort. He's a 31% three-point shooter, but very willing to shoot it from the outside. Boeheim giving it up. Dixon. McBride. Inside lob. Penn's recovery and slides have been really good in this one. That's a missed shot coming back the other way for Penn. Dingle, top of the key again, steps back for three. Marcus Felian skying for that one. Pass goes awry, that's another turnover, and it'll go down to the Penn Quakers.
I like the offense by Cornell right there. trying to get Boeheim posted up. Eddie Scott, good job moving the feet. It's a little deflection, Penn ball. Trying to build on this 4-point lead.
But you look at the talent that Penn brings to the table. Injuries notwithstanding, they've had a lot of those, but you do wonder as Bentley launches the three in then out, how they've been so inconsistent this year. There are times when it looks like they can beat anybody in the conference and maybe in the country, and then there are some other times where you just wonder who's going to show up.
Well, you mentioned it a little bit, Joe. Injuries have been a big problem for Penn this year. Guys in and out of the lineup, and inconsistent three-point shooting. When Penn's making threes, given what Brodeur gives you on the inside and what this Penn offense gives you when in motion, that's kind of the acid test for the Penn Quakers, how they're shooting from three-point range. As you get A.J. Brodeur trying to find Eddie Scott on the back door.
Might want to find that guy. He's filling it up from beyond.
What's the benefit of blue when it comes to your Medicare coverage? With Independence Blue Cross, it's choice, value, and care that fits your needs and lifestyle. Ready for coverage that travels with you? Our new Personal Choice 65 Prime PPO plan starts at $0 a month. Call 833-822-6439 to learn more about the new Personal Choice 65 Prime PPO plan from Independence Blue Cross.
Welcome back to the Palestra, where there is under 8 minutes left here to be played in the first half between Penn and Cornell. 67% of Cornell's points that came in this first half have come from beyond the arc. I was standing near Penn's bench, and head coach Steve Donahue wants to see his Penn Quakers put more pressure on Cornell, especially when they're shooting from distance. Contest every shot, put a hand in their face when they're shooting from beyond the arc.
Marissa, thank you very much. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Vince. The three-point arc has kind of been an issue so far early on in this game, and they'll be trying to find Terrence McBride in particular a lot more, Penn defensively. Eddie Scott at the free throw line.
Penn traditionally over the prior couple years was pretty good from the three-point arc in terms of defensively. I think a lot of that had to do with Darnell Foreman. I think a lot of that had to do with Antonio Woods.
Yes.
This year they have, when it has gone badly for Penn, it has been an inability to stop teams consistently from the three-point arc and seeing teams bang out 3 or 4 in a 5 or 6 possession stretch. Rice game comes to mind, the Lafayette game comes to mind, where just teams would get on a roll from 3, and Penn has not been able to get stops. Pretty good defense there. Speaking of stops by Lucas Monroe.
Bentley to the rim. Dingle. Nice bounce pass there, and Ryan Bentley's been aggressive going to the rim for Penn. An answer on the other side. Dean Knoll, the sophomore from Medford, New Jersey.
Elbow jumpers. Elbow jumpers. Lost art in college basketball. Isn't Brian Earl from Medford?
I believe he is.
All right, well, there you go. That's
and
why
Princeton.
Dean Knoll was there. Well, I knew he was from Princeton. You mentioned Medford. There you go.
Whoa! Lucas Monroe, top floor. You notice the lefty stuff there, Vince.
Love the left-handed spine chiller supreme. Off 2 feet.
Brodeur with a steal. Gave it up to Eddie Scott, who looked at him and said, what do you want me to do with this? Here's Dingle coming back the other way. And the rip away.
Good call.
And Felian did travel after the steal. Martz checking back in is Eddie Scott.
We've seen that from Dingle a couple of times this year, dribbling into double teams, almost dribbling into it ball high. Speaking of ball high, Lucas Monroe with the throwdown.
Dingle can do that as well. This time the floater won't fall.
Can't have any problem with that shot. Athletic guard off the dribble, gets in there, a little 4-footer, just goes a little long with it.
Knoll hits again. Off the bench, 5 quick points for Dean Knoll.
See Dingle a little frustrated right there. He doesn't have one going the other end. And as the guy challenging Knoll late in the shot there, I think that was as bad a defensive possession as it seemed. And there we go again. Oh man, Lucas Monroe, constant motion.
Just unable to get the good roll there as Dingle heads to the bench. Look at A.J. Brodeur closing in.
I had a feeling that Steve Donahue was going to get Dingle out right there. And I looked at that possession. I don't think Dingle was the primary defender on Knoll right there. I think he was helping out. He kind of gets hung out to dry right there. So you get a miss on one end, and you're the guy that gets the three-point shot on you on the other end, and that gets you a few minutes on the bench.
Knoll pulls it back out with Brodeur on him. Now Monroe defending in the post. Warren for Dixon. And that goes out. He'll go down to Penn. You look at Cornell, hard to believe it's 18 straight road losses for the Big Red. They have not been able to get it done in other teams' gyms. Penn hoping that trend continues tonight.
Well, you know it's going to break at some point. You just don't want the team, you don't want to be the team that it happens to.
Martz trying to work his way around Warren. Now here come the Big Red. Dixon working in on Martz. And that's a matchup that he's got to like.
Yeah, Dixon longer, a little bigger in the upper body. Gets Martz in the hip pocket right there. Little room to operate. Makes himself a 3 or 4 foot righty hook. And for as well as it seemed to be going for Penn throughout this first half, you look up at the scoreboard, tie ball game. If you're Brian Earl, you have to be seriously pleased with that. Can't be pleased with that defense right there. Switched up to a 2-3 zone. Elbows and gaps, Joe Torti gets the 2-3 zone. Almost got it to the elbow. Eddie Scott kind of in the middle of that foul line, but puts it on the deck. Gets it to 10 feet, a little floater. Good attack of the zone defense by the Penn Quakers.
McBride, that space cleared out for him by Warren.
He walked.
Instead, it's a launch from Knoll, and he had to put it up with just 2 to shoot. Martz eyes up a 3. This time sees it go down.
That's created by Dev Goodman end-to-end, collapsing that Cornell defense. And Max Martz doing what Ryan Bentley did 3 or 4 possessions ago, just filling in behind the dribble attack.
Nice cut by Knoll, and he got behind the defense. Warren, another good find.
It was a good find by Eddie Scott to A.J. Brodeur against that press. Hitting the big in the middle of that press.
Scott for 3. Brodeur with a nice rebound amongst the trees. And a traveling violation called on Eddie Scott. 3-point lead for Penn. And A.J. Brodeur and company will be defending when we return. Scott finishing. Too many steps.
Vamos! I'm coming!
That's a great price.
There you go.
Wait.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
You riding the Zion Express or on board for the finals preview? Heat, Pelicans, Bucks, Lakers. Tonight on ESPN, Ball for All.
(30-27) Penn with the lead over the Cornell Big Red, who have lost 15 of their last 17 against the Penn Quakers. Vince Curran, Joe Torti here with you. The big win for Cornell in Ithaca last year.
Oh, Joe. I was at dinner watching that game with a Cornell grad.
Oh, how was that for you?
Dreadful. My friend Cinda, she swam at Cornell.
Take a look
briefly. She did not let me forget it, and still hasn't.
Not something that happens often. You saw briefly the out-of-town scores. We'll bring that back to you.
And I got to buy dinner to boot.
Oh, good.
For my kids, her kids, her husband, my wife, all of it. No, I was buying anyway, right? That's like, hey, 5 o'clock game. It was perfect.
Of course.
Friday afternoon, 5 o'clock. It's nice out. Let's go have dinner, have some fun. Brian Earl had other things in mind.
He was probably having fun. Here's Martz. To Brodeur. And Brodeur's hot start continues.
Last weekend here for A.J. Brodeur, and pretty much finishing up the way he started off. Just fantastic post play, then spacing out around him, seeing the hook, and that time he just comes down on the ball a little bit.
Back to Brodeur for a second. You talk about what he brought to the table immediately defensively and everything else, but the level of passing that he's brought to the table and the improvement in the free throw shooting. Vince, he was shooting in the mid-50s, is a 72% free throw shooter here in his senior season.
Well, he's got Ernie Beck in his sights for the all-time leading scorer at Penn. I mean, you could argue that he'd already be there if he had gotten the free throw situation worked out a little sooner, but he has had a terrific career.
Dixon didn't have his free throw situation go the way that he hoped either, and it's a 4-point lead for Penn. And Brodeur actually leading the Ivy League in assists per game. How about that? A crossover one-hander wouldn't fall.
He surveyed the situation, saw nothing was happening, and said, you know what? Pretty good at this game. He float one up here, doesn't get it to go.
McBride looking for space. McBride a pull-up, and he hits. Tough shot for Terrence McBride. He's been keeping Cornell in this one. 15 first half points. Bentley in and then out in the final minute.
And he's had a couple of them this evening. Good open looks. And if you're Steve Dunny, you take them every time. One of your better three-point shooters with open looks in the offense. Told Bentley he shouldn't have taken that 0-0.
Said he's playing like one now. Always said that. Of course, you wearing 0-0.
Brian Earl taking the use it or lose it timeout right now. So here we are, Joe Torti, 48 seconds to go, 24 seconds on the shot clock. What do you think I'm going to ask about?
It's your favorite time of the game.
Twofer time. I'm wondering whether Brian Earl thinks that way. I know I've discussed it with Steve Donahue at length. And I think I finally converted him. I converted Coach Dunphy to it before he hung him up last year. Let's see what Brian Earl is thinking right here. Again, there's plenty of time to manage this properly.
Well, does it matter, Vince, the 2-for-1 situation if you're ahead or behind? Is there any kind of difference that it makes
Not at
strategically?
this point in the game. I mean, the only thing you could say is Penn only has 2 team fouls. I mean, at this point, I don't know that you foul 5 times or 4 times and try and keep them away from a 2-for that way. But if I'm Brian Earl, I'm playing for the 2-for right here. Get a quick one right around the 40-second mark. And McBride, why not? He's been going all day.
Boeheim over Martz off the window.
Perfect.
Right on 40.
Perfect.
Tie game at 32.
This Earl kid can coach a little bit, huh?
Great minds think alike.
I'm just making sure he doesn't yell at me like Mike Martin yelled at me last year. I told Brian that before the game. So you can't yell at me, because I've known you a long time. Here's Brian Bentley, another open one.
And he hits for 3.
The 2 that he missed looked better in the air than
For
that
sure.
one did. That one looked like a little sidewinder.
McBride going back to work, a 3. Bentley with the rebound, full court heave, that's well short. And we've got a 3-point lead for the Penn Quakers at halftime.
Good end of the half there for Ryan Bentley. Knocks down the 3, and Eddie Scott with the good challenge on McBride. He's right on. We were kind of right on line with you. You can see Scott got his hands up, and there was Bentley there to clean it up. So nice job by the Quakers finishing out the half.
Halftime coming your way next.
Acura in 2 words. Supercars.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamode.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Come on, hurry.
Dad, come on. Thanks, Dad.
Whew, all right. Yeah, thank you.
Quality time by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today started like any other day. You got up, showered, brushed your teeth, got in your Celtos, and took a shortcut through the desert. I wonder what people without all-wheel drive capability are doing right now. Introducing the all-new Celtos.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or aircraft. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside every Marine. Battles won.
If you do what feels right, then own your style. Phillips One Blade, your style made simple. There's always a way to make life better.
This is the Away Travel Uniform. It's a collection of suitcases and bags that work together, thoughtfully designed to make travel easier. See this bag? You can attach it to your suitcase like this. You can mix and match, and even personalize them. This is the Away Travel Uniform. And this is how you build yours. Start your 100-day trial today at awaytravel.com.
Keep your head up.
I am a teammate.
Sister.
Student. Son.
Mental health conditions don't discriminate based on age, sport, job,
or identification.
Mental wellness is something we need to perform our best in the gym.
On the water.
On the court. No matter where we compete, Penn student athletes are taking the pledge
to break the stigma around mental health
by starting a conversation.
As athletes at Penn,
we have an opportunity to start prioritizing our mental health.
The same way we prioritize our physical health.
We don't wait to feel weak
to strengthen our bodies.
So why wait to improve our mental game?
If you or one of your friends,
teammates,
or peers
are struggling to keep their head up,
the time is now to speak up.
So let's make tomorrow
better
together.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please? What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Come on, hurry.
Dad, come on. Thanks, Dad.
Whew, all right. Yeah, thank you.
Quality Time by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today started like any other day. You got up, showered, brushed your teeth, got in your cell toes, and took a shortcut through the desert. I wonder what people without all-wheel drive capability are doing right now. Introducing the all-new Celtos.
No one knows where it comes from. It's the fighting spirit. Ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. As long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
All Tyson Anytizers chicken is raised with no antibiotics ever. They're a great decision for snack time. Allowing the band to practice at your house? Not a great decision. Keep it real. Keep it Tyson Anytizers.
Let's take a small squad behind enemy lines. They call themselves the Bad Batch. Let's finish what we started.
Stay fueled during the game by grabbing your favorite Rock Alone product or coffee. Halftime at the Palestra as we're trying to figure out this whole Ivy Madness thing. Penn with a 3-point lead over Cornell with Vince Kerr and Joe Torti. Glad that you could join us here. Vince, we were looking for clarity in that first half in terms of who was going to be making the tournament at the end of this. Cornell sure didn't help because they didn't lay down at all in the first.
Yeah, we said it throughout the first half. Penn felt like it was going their way, and then you look up at the score with tie game. Right, McBride hits another shot. Cornell keeps coming back. They're in motion. They haven't, as you said, haven't given up. They've been playing hard. And here we got McBride, speaking of that, in motion early in the game, getting to the basket, taking it outside, did a little bit of everything in the first half. 3 for 5 from 3, 6 for 9 overall, 15 points. Pretty much had everything going his way. Not a whole lot of defense there by the Penn Quakers, but challenged off the dribble, step, catch and shoots. Catch and shoot. Speaking of catching and shooting, A.J. Brodeur doing his thing. Penn fans have seen this so many times. You space out around A.J. Brodeur, give him room to operate. He is lethal. And speaking of lethal, knows exactly what to do with the ball. 3 defenders around me. How about Ryan Betley from 3-point range? Ryan Betley 2 for 5 for 8 points. And these 2 threes certainly helping out Steve Donahue and Penn's cause as the Quakers have a 3-point lead at the half.
It's been tough sledding for both teams at the defensive end. We'll see if this thing slows down. It's 35-32. Penn with the lead over Cornell. Bringing more stats when we return.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Today started like any other day. You got up, showered, brushed your teeth, got in your cell toes, and took a shortcut through the desert. Wonder what people without all-wheel drive capability are doing right now. Introducing the all-new Celtos.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or aircraft. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside every Marine. Battles won.
Georgia. Georgia.
Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's her first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we...
The closing!
You in for the playoff preview or the Battle of LA? Lakers Clippers Sunday on ABC. Ball for all.
(35-32), Penn with the lead over Cornell at halftime. Vince Kerr and Joe Torti here with you, and you take a look at what Penn has been able to do against Cornell historically here at the Palestra, but also just in tonight's game, they've been pretty impressive, especially from the field. They're shooting the ball pretty well.
13 for 28 from the floor for the Quakers, spreading the offense around. 8 points for Ryan Betley, 7 for A.J. Brodeur, and then a bunch of 5s, 4s, and 3s, getting contributions from everywhere. On the other side, getting contributions from one giant place. Terrence McBride, 6 for 9 from 3, 3 for 5 from three-point range. 15 points trying to keep Brian Earl and the Big Red in this game, which he certainly has, only trailing 35-32 at the half.
Points in the paint not quite making the difference yet, but A.J. Brodeur with a strong first half. We'll see if that continues here as we roll into the second. Second half action straight ahead.
Acura in 2 words. Supercars.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait.
Oh. That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Today started like any other day. You got up, showered, brushed your teeth, got in your cell toes, and took a shortcut through the desert. I wonder what people without all-wheel drive capability are doing right now. Introducing the all-new Celtos.
Circling the block, 2 times, you know how we rock. You know who we knocked on, you know who we shot. You know how we come for nothing I got. Just wanna have fun.
Welcome back to the Palestra, where the Penn Quakers have a 35-32 lead over visiting Cornell. Entering the second half right now, I had the opportunity to speak with both head coaches, and both coaches, both Steve Donahue of Penn and Brian Earl of Cornell, said second half is really going to be all about defense. Penn's head coach Steve Donahue said he wants to see better contested defense for Penn, especially when Cornell is shooting from the 3. And for Cornell, they think that Penn has missed some easy shots in this first half. They want to continue to put them under pressure.
Marissa, thank you very much.
I think Marissa might be part ninja.
She
was on one side of the floor, and then all of a sudden, as Christina is counting down, like coming back from break, and boom,
appears on the other side.
Ninja.
Impressive stuff.
Straight up ninja action.
Expect nothing less. Penn pretty much starting the second half as they did start the game, in fact, perfectly, duplicating their starting lineup. Cornell trying to steal minutes where they can for Jimmy Boeheim. He does not start this one. And instead, it's another cold shooting start.
That's pretty good defense by Dev Goodman on Knapp. Knapp looked like he had half a step, but Dev Goodman closing out. Now you got a mouse in the house here. If you're Brodeur, he's got Knapp on him. You got to get him that ball.
Goodman finds Brodeur in the stuff. Not sure it was going to get there, but Dev Goodman made it happen somehow.
Good recognition by Goodman, who has Dixon on him out at the top of the key. You have to attack the big like that, and somehow he finds A.J. Brodeur, who knows exactly what to do with it.
Knapp gives it up for Warren. Backdoor cut McBride. He's in trouble if the double came, but it did not. 6 seconds to shoot. A launch and a hit there for Riley Voss. 31% three-point shooter, fills it up there and pulls Cornell back to within 2. Goodman sees 3. Martz thought about trying to keep it alive. Warren with a strong rebound. Nice take by McBride all the way in. And they do a nice job of finding ways to get McBride open, both when he has the ball and when he doesn't. Tie game at 37. Brodeur, top of the key, hits for 3. Brodeur's up to 12 points on the evening.
I got to tell you, I'd like to see Lucas Monroe, when he comes back next year, be in a catch-and-shoot situation right there. I thought Penn ran good offense to get him the ball in the corner. It works out for him because the ball reversal finds Brodeur wide open, and he deposits it. I think that's something that Lucas Monroe will add to his game.
Knapp. Stop and pop has not been there for him. He's gotten a lot of good looks at it. Martz puts it up and puts it in. Tried The entry pass wasn't there, and he said, I'll do this myself.
That's created, though, by Lucas Monroe getting that ball up the floor. We've seen Cornell go late in the shot clock several times. Penn was in their offense at the 26-second mark on the shot clock. Martz finds himself wide open and drills one.
We talk about the injuries that Penn has suffered this year, and Monroe's probably the biggest beneficiary of those because he's playing a lot of minutes, and he's getting great experience that he's going to need in the coming years here. Knapp hits from the corner, finally sees one go down for three.
Good inside-out action. Dixon has Monroe on him on the low block and finds Knapp in the corner. Dev Goodman a little late on the closeout, but that's what Brian Earl had drawn up.
Martz, little heat check there early in the shot clock. McBride walking it up with Monroe on him. Warren has space at the top of the key. Back tap right to Brodeur. Bentley had it slip through his hands. Goodman gets a step and gets it blocked, but Martz for the follow. Riley Voss
Really
with the
good
block.
job by Voss rotating over because Knapp is beat. Dev Goodman thinks he's got an easy one. But give Martz some credit. I think Voss came off him to block the shot. Martz fills in behind, gets the stick back. There's Ryan Bentley rebounding like a double O. Go ahead, double O.
License to rebound.
And foul. Don't forget foul.
Bentley gives it up for Martz. Second chance. Brodeur. Contested shot goes. 14
See
points.
how long Brodeur is and how athletic he is. Voss actually does a pretty good job boxing him out, but Brodeur just goes up, straight up in the air, snatches that rebound, little stick back.
Knapp gets it blocked by Goodman. Looked like Bentley saved it for a second.
And Knapp has a little hitch on his mid-range jumper, and I think Goodman finally got the timing down, gets himself a block right there.
See that, just a little dip, and Goodman read it perfectly.
Day 23, I'm about to capture proof of the ivory-billed woodpecker. What? Oh, no.
Battery power runs out. Lifetime retirement income from TIAA doesn't. Guaranteed monthly income for life.
It sounds like a sports car. Feels like a sports car. Drives like a sports car. And as made evident by the crest, it is a sports car. The Porsche Macan. For those who believe every car should be a sports car.
Good afternoon, board members. We have some great new ideas that we want to present to you today. The first item on the list is selecting a chairman for the advisory board.
What's this?
As well as use the remaining
Child care options run out. Lifetime retirement income from TIAA doesn't.
new scholarship programs.
Guaranteed monthly income for life.
(47-40), Penn with the lead over Cornell here at the Palestra. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And things of note, Penn's trying to win more games this weekend than Brown, and at least as many as Dartmouth. That's the easiest, simplest way for things to go the Quakers' way.
Well, the fight Mike Martin's not giving up easy. They're playing Harvard tooth and nail. Dartmouth locked in it as well. The Quakers, all they can worry about right now is taking care of their own business.
Good start to this second half for them. Shot clock resets at 15. Boeheim trying to get around Bentley. Good find. Dixon, great patience, but a delayed call, and it's a travel.
I think all three officials are like, All right, that was a wall. You can call it. You can call it. Everybody on the
make me
bench,
do this,
right? Dixon does a nice job diving the lane. He's open. He just gets caught in between.
Dev Goodman bringing it up. Knapp picking him up full court. Brodeur. How often have we seen Brodeur do that? That side dribble to get down the lane into his spot. Nice return. Scott gonna put it up. That's not the shot that Penn wanted, even with the shot clock winding down. Boeheim. Nice touch on the hook, but just off the front. Goodman spins in, earns a couple oohs from the crowd as well as the two. Dingle defending McBride. A nice layoff for Dixon.
That time Dixon gets it, doesn't get his feet crossed up, gets it right up there on the glass, and Brian Earl going to take a timeout. I think he's trying to build a little momentum as he sees Dixon on the finish right here. Wants to set his defense after this.
Acura in 2 words. Supercars.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You can't have my ice cream.
Come on, give me some.
I'll save you some.
But it's fun eating together.
This is good too.
Reese's Overload Waffle Cone.
Heat, Pelicans, Bucks, Lakers. Tonight on ESPN. Ball for all.
7-point lead for the Penn Quakers is Brian Earl and the Cornell Big Red. Trying to draw something up to get back in it. Alongside Vince Kerr and Joe Torti here with you. And so far, Cornell's been game every time Penn has gone on a run like the one that they've been on right now.
By the way, none of those guys are Brian Earl.
He was. Walked out of the left side of the frame. He did. Walked out of the left side of the frame. He's the one who's standing up.
The great Jeremy Hardigan, Cornell's SID, Sports Information Director, was in there.
Bentley puts it up for 3.
And he's had a couple of those good looks tonight, just not able to knock him down.
It's kind of been the story of his year, really. Seeing him shooting 34%, you think that's pretty good, but not up to Bentley's standards. Foul called on Jordan Dingle on the bounce.
And Steve Donahue's making the case that McBride, who had the ball there, kind of created the contact on Dingle leaning in. He's not going to win that one, but he's thinking about that for later.
Nice cut by Fillion. Looked like Max Marks got caught sleeping a little bit on the inbounds play.
A strong attack. Little lefty floater there by Fillion. Ooh, first time the trap. So we talked about Brian Earl calling the timeout. Trying to change up the defense. Comes out a little trap.
Boeheim with the rebound.
And if somebody's going to throw a defense at you like that, that's the shot that you absolutely have to make to shoot them out of that defense. Nice job, Brian Earl, switching it up after that timeout.
Boeheim, good take, everything but the finish. Penn's got numbers if they hurry. Betley all the way in. Brodeur looking for Betley to get back in. There's a three. Okay, that one will go.
Betley takes one that was not very Betley-esque. He throws up the floater, sitting there over at the cheerleaders, and then kind of walks back in. You can see him go, AJ, I'm over here. And he gets the home team roll.
McBride, tough shot trying to answer. Dingle, free for three. Bang!
Again, Dev Goodman end-to-end puts the pressure on the Cornell D, collapses it, kicks back, and Dingle the recipient this time.
11-point lead, biggest one of the game for Penn. Backdoor cut, nice, no! Everything but the reverse for Greg Dolan. Brodeur gets a one-on-one. That's a mistake. No, they'll say a push before. Foul called, and we'll head to a break. A.J. Brodeur gets bumped. He thinks he should have had two and the chance to get one more at the line. If he looks at the scoreboard, he's not going to be too displeased. Penn by 11.
There's something to be said for Philadelphia roots. At Macquarie Investment Management, ours trace back to the legendary Palestra's earliest days, when our family of Delaware mutual funds was founded by Ivy grads committed to this region's heritage and to helping Philadelphia's institutions find investment opportunities that matter. Today, we honor that legacy by offering perspectives that make looking ahead to this season more exciting than ever.
What's the benefit of Blue when it comes to your Medicare coverage? With Independence Blue Cross, it's choice, value, and care that fits your needs and lifestyle. Ready for coverage that travels with you? Our new Personal Choice 65 Prime PPO plan starts at $0 a month. Call 833-822-6439 to learn more about the new Personal Choice 65 Prime PPO plan from Independence Blue Cross.
55-44 the advantage for the Penn Quakers.
First time I've ever seen that, Joe Torti.
Yeah, that was new. The ball getting stuck on the get dressed and shoot a layup game. That was new.
I mean, at that point, you got the whole uniform on. The one kid was wearing it like the King Kong Bundy. You know, had the one strap on over the shoulder. You know, he had his
head through the armhole.
Yeah, guy gets it stuck there. You're like, I can take my time now. Right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Line it up.
Fortunately, the other kid made it on the first drive, but that was the comeback.
Avoiding
controversy.
Of the century. Yeah, exactly. Penn looking to avoid one of those here as Simmons has it go through his hands, and now it's a run out for Penn. Cornell finishes off at the other end, and Steve Donahue not happy as Jimmy Boeheim able to get out there.
Like Eddie Scott might have saved that on the far sideline there, allowing the run out.
Dingle gives it up for Scott, who shoots and just unable to hit that three. Offensive rebound. Goodman for three. Tipped around off the rim even. Back
Max
inside.
Marth showing a little more lift than I thought he had right there. He was up above the rim trying to guide that one back in. Pretty good opportunities for Penn, but Cornell hanging tough.
Trying to post Jimmy Boeheim. Nice find again. Dolan stays out again. That left-handed reverse is not going. 0 for 2.
Brian Earl can't believe it. He gets exactly what he wants right there. Dev Goodman, who is so quick and so athletic, just turns his head for a hot second, and Dolan gets himself an open look.
Simmons back to work on the block. Blocked from behind by Warren. Offense drying up here for Penn. Over their last 5 from the field. Leaning, hitting.
Steve Dunny saw the same thing as soon as you said offense drying up. Steve Dunny turns and says, AJ, my man.
Inside 10 minutes to go, it's back to a 7-point lead for Penn. Timeout called by Penn just to get A.J. Brodeur in for this offensive possession.
Offense, defense, managing the game. A little strategery by Steve Donahue, taking a timeout to get A.J. in. Senses Cornell trying to build a little momentum. But just as Brian Earl did it to set his defense and came out with that trap that was actually worked relatively well. Steve Donahue, seeing this as a 7-point game, set play coming out of the timeout. I would expect A.J. Brodeur to have the ball in motion. I thought Eddie Scott might have saved it in there. That was a loose one. Cornell 4 in a row. Cut it back to a 7-point lead. Steve Donahue before it gets to 6 or 8 or 10, said, all right, let's hold this up.
This has kind of been the Achilles heel of this Penn team all season, Vince, that there have been stretches where they just haven't been able to score in any fashion.
There's going to be a screen coming up for Brodeur. Dev Goodman down. See if they come up the screen for Brodeur. So there it is. Didn't end up being a screen.
Brodeur having to take it himself. Dingle. Bingo! Big shot
out.
there.
Inside out. I thought they were going to screen up for Brodeur to try and isolate him on the block. Instead, they put the ball in his hand, let him attack off the dribble. He draws 2 defenders, kicks out for Dingle. About the 4th time he's done that tonight. Dingle gets hung up on the screen right there.
No quick change of pace. Also looked like he put it up off the wrong foot.
Definitely put it up off the wrong foot, but still looks like 2 points in the score sheet, Joe Torti.
Brodeur in the lane. And we've seen those shots fall out for some reason at points, but A.J. Brodeur feeling it tonight.
Well, I think A.J. Brodeur doesn't see a shot blocker out there. He's not going to get real physical challenges. He knows he can just get in his bag and do what he needs to do.
Offensive foul called on the screen by Dean Knoll. And that's just about the only thing he's done wrong. Knoll has provided a spark off the bench for Brian Earl.
And Knoll kind of pivots as he runs into Dev Goodman. Cleans him out.
Now some full court pressure shown by Cornell.
Well, given the way the game ended last week at Yale, I would expect to see a little more full court pressure for Penn in end of game situations.
Goodman, superhuman effort just to get to that ball. That could have been a disaster. Nice feed, but Martz has it go off of him. Looking for the foul, not going to get it.
Yeah, Max Martz gets held as he's going to the basket. I just think it was away from the baseline official. All right, Penn fortunate to maintain possession right there. Dev Goodman trying to split the double team and go behind the back and has the dive and slides about 6 feet. I thought they were going to call a traveling violation on him.
McBride. Tough shot. Gets it to go off the window.
Nice job keeping the pivot foot for McBride. 1 pivot, 2 pivot. Red pivot, blue pivot. Is that how the book
Haven't
goes?
read that one. Yeah. Goodman down the lane, puts it up and in. Tough finish for Dev Goodman.
Just too quick. Dev Goodman, like even on the play before, he was the only one that was going to be able to come up with that loose one on the ground. I think he knows he can get off the bounce and get to the basket.
Knapp able to hit from straight away, long 2. Seeing a little bit more balanced scoring from Cornell as opposed to years past where they had Matt Morgan, one of the top scorers in the history of the league, finished 2nd in his career.
Well, balanced scoring. McBride scored about half their points at this point. He's going all Matt Morgan.
Foul inside. on A.J. Brodeur. And he's certainly been a big part. Brodeur's been a big part of Penn's success as well. Looking for points 17 and 18 at the line. Goodman, too quick down the lane. And a nice touch at the window.
Acura in 2 words. Supercars.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamode.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Come on, hurry.
Dad, come on. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you. Quality Time by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Georgia.
Welcome back to the Palestra, where the Penn Quakers have a 62-54 lead over Cornell. I was hanging out by Cornell's bench in the first half of this second half, and I heard their head coach, Brian Earl, tell his team that they can't get caught ball watching on defense. He wants to see them be a little more aggressive and proactive in trying to tip a pass out of Penn's possession and disrupt the rhythm on offense.
Marissa, thank you very much. Yeah, Cornell's defense has been tested in this one, certainly, along with Vince Kerr and Joe Torti here with you, and A.J. Brodeur stepping to the free throw line. Brodeur, 72% free throw shooter. First in school history in field goals made and starts. And if he's able to play tomorrow, will also be first in games played. Came into this game second all-time in points behind Ernie Beck. He needed 38. He's got 17 so far. Make it 18.
So who's number 1 in games played? Rosen?
There are several tied. Rosen was starts.
Okay.
Ugana was the games played, at least one of them.
They're pretty good, those two.
Yeah, not bad.
Not
good
bad
company.
AJ also trying to catch Jeff Owens on the career blocks list.
Yeah, needs 3 to tie Owens. Leaning shot from Knapp won't go. Brodeur does not have a block tonight. 10-point lead for the Quakers as they look to solidify that last spot in the Ivy League tournament. Nice back cut by Martz, and Brodeur continues to dish it out.
We only have AJ for 5 assists now. I would swear he has more than that, but he has done a terrific job, even just on those. Oh man, it's a tough one for Max Martz.
Called for a push.
It's just awkward, right? It's not a great pass, and Dixon is not. Oh man. Okay.
McBride will be the inbounder. Knapp again. Knapp moving to his left. And Brodeur with another rebound.
Dixon had a mouse in the house right there. He had Dev Goodman on him, and Cornell doesn't recognize, ends up with a challenged jump shot as opposed to pounding it inside, see if he can take advantage of a mismatch.
Goodman with 5 to shoot for Penn. Brodeur is going to have to put it up. Offensive rebound, Martz. Turnaround hit.
Mid-range jump shot, you don't see all that often, but I was talking to Steve Donahue a few weeks ago, and he said, I want Max Martz to shoot that 12 to 14-footer. And he does right there.
McBride, big one to stop the bleeding. McBride doing it all. He's got 22. Penn will be keeping an eye, or at least Penn fans will, on the Brown-Harvard game and also Yale. Nice back cut, Brodeur able to get open again. He's got 20.
A ton of motion by Penn.
Voss stumbled and traveled. Boeheim coming back into the game.
So Brian Earl played at Princeton back in the day, and a little before Brian, those games, the Princeton games lasted like 80 minutes. Right? This is before the 4-minute, every 4-minute media timeout. You can, like, I remember we played here on a Tuesday night, and Neil Young was playing at the Civic Center. And I'm like, I'm not going to make that game. Or I'm not going to make Neil Young. Game was over in like 78 minutes. I'm sitting there at the convention center with my buddy who went to Temple, and we waited like 45 minutes before Neil Young came on. We were there that early.
Man.
Right? Now, of course, Princeton stomped us that night, which wasn't great either, but I got to go see Neil Young.
Yeah, it's softened the blow.
This has the feeling of that kind of game. This game is just flying by. No free throws for either team in the second half. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this game. It's going to be an 85-minute game. That's a lot of fill time for you, Joe Torti, because I'm leaving.
Goodman gives it up for Brodeur. Tough pass was low, and it's dug out by McBride. Yeah, just those two from A.J. Brodeur, but that's it. Not a whole lot from the stripe. McBride looking to draw that contact. And a steal by Dingle. Nice anticipation. Dingle gets it blocked from behind by Knapp. Just a poke away on the way up. McBride has Martz switched on to him, but he picked up his dribble. Warren feeds Dixon. And way to shield the ball by Dixon as Brodeur was looming.
Of course, I forgot the two that A.J. Brodeur. I'm looking at the old stats here. I'm like, hey, no free throws. Oh, wait a minute. They just shot two.
I wouldn't lie to you. Brodeur going to work. Dingle left open for three. And Dingle's going to continue to hit from the outside like that. It's going to be difficult to double team A.J. Brodeur. He's 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Boeheim versus Bentley. This is a matchup that Cornell has tried to go to several times. And now Penn slowing things down with 3:05 to go.
Steve Donahue just trying to grind this clock down now under 3 minutes. Penn has it all going their way offensively. Last 4 or 5 possessions. There's that up screen for Brodeur. Gets him isolated on Dixon. No double team.
And a reverse goes for A.J. Brodeur. 22 points for the senior. Timeout called by Brian Earl. And Cornell seeing this one slip away from them in the final moments.
Yeah, Penn has just worn them down defensively. Cornell has been game, but A.J. Brodeur just too much. To the reverse, another finish, 22 now for A.J. and the Quakers with a 16-point lead.
Acura in 2 words. Supercars.
Vamos!
I'm coming!
Oh, that's a great price.
There you go.
Wait. Oh.
That's a great price.
Right here, please. What about this? Ooh, that's a great price.
With everyday low prices at Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamode.
Cut.
Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
UFC 248. Fight on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
$75-59, Penn with the lead over Cornell. And so far, Quakers taking care of the business that they hope to. With Vince Kerr and Joe Torti here with you. Taking a look at what's going on elsewhere. The results are pretty much going the way that Penn at least could accept. So far, so good for their Ivy League tournament hopes. Dixon with the follow for Cornell. And it's still a 14-point lead for Penn. Goodman climbs the ladder and gets fouled on the way. What do you make of the decision to push there, Vince?
Well, you're going to get pressed, and you need to make teams pay if they're going to press you. I like the attack by Dev Goodman. He has the advantage.
Goodman at the line, shooting 2.
Goodman, a 61% free throw shooter. Coming off of a quiet night by his standards, just 6 points last time out. But it was a massive win for Penn against Brown that kind of salvaged things for them this season as they were more or less in free fall, but that win massive because they're competing with Brown for that final spot in the Ivy League tournament.
Yeah, that was the one you had to have. If you didn't win that one, then Brown would have the 4th seed all locked up. So Penn goes on the road, wins that, now taking care of business tonight against Cornell. But Brown not going down without a fight.
Currently leading Harvard, big. Boeheim trying to get away from Bentley to launch a 3 and splashes that one down. First triple for Boeheim today.
Such a good look by Dev Goodman right there.
Bentley trying to answer. No one home. 100 seconds left in this one. Boeheim can put up a bunch in a hurry, but Martz takes it away there as Boeheim lost his footing.
You can see that ankle looked like it gave out on him right there, and that's what caused the loose one.
Cornell foul on number 11, Terrence McBride is first.
McBride fouls there to stop the clock. Just the 5th team foul called on Cornell.
Placing Eddie Scott.
Eddie Scott heads to the bench.
And for the Big Red, number 2, Marcus Fillion is back in.
And Marcus Fillion will give Boeheim a breather. Like you said, Vince, maybe re-aggravating that injury.
Yeah, I'm not even sure whether he re-aggravated or not. Just on that play, it wasn't strong enough to hold up to the move he was trying to make.
Replacing Kobe Dixon.
Similar to Ryan Bentley last week in the play where Bruner and who's the other guy that got him? I think it was Atkinson. I think if Bentley's ankle were a little stronger, he can stop more firmly and maybe get the foul call.
Martz, the game of keep away begins. Goodman soars and scores. Penn well on their way to their 2nd straight Ivy League victory. Voss puts it up and Dingle squeezes. Press coming to the end through the hands of A.J. Brodeur. Bentley was there to back up, but Cornell with the steal anyway. And now McBride and company are going to have to shoot 3s. No, it's a steal by Bentley, who takes it all the way in, gets it blocked. Kind of ran through the hold up sign at third base, did Ryan Bentley.
Bentley's like, hey, wait a minute. This is my last week. What are you going to do? Cut me? I got a steal. I got a chance to run the slow break right here. Give me a shot. He ran it like a double O. I like it.
Pretty rare that you get to look at the bench and say, nah, I'm all right.
I'm good.
Goodman gives it up. McBride, contested shot. Bentley rebounds. And now Penn can just dribble out the clock. So far, so good for the Quakers as their quest for that 4th seed and a trip to the Ivy League tournament continues.
I have to check the record books. This might be the fastest game in recent shot clock media timeout history, because they don't start right at 7 o'clock. It's 8:30. It's like an hour and 23-minute game.
Certainly
and it goes
moved.
exactly the way the Penn Quakers wanted it to go. 14-point lead. They get Cornell kind of going away there, and a little bit at the end. Penn opens it up and keeps their Ivy tournament hopes alive. Hosting Columbia tomorrow night. Needing to get one more.
Steve Donahue's group taking care of business here at home. They face off against Columbia, and of course they'll be paying attention to what else goes on. So now at this point, Penn keeping an eye on Brown. The easiest way for Penn to secure that is to win more games than Brown and at least as many as Dartmouth. A.J. Brodeur with another double-double and 7 assists to boot. Tonight's player of the game.
I might want to go back and check that game film, because I think he had more than 7 assists. I think, yeah, he has flirted with the triple-double a couple of times this year. And I thought he had a few more assists, but no assists right there. He knows exactly what to do with it on the offensive end. Scores it from the inside, from the outside, space out around him. A.J. Brodeur, just a terrific night. A little flush action right there. Had it going from 3-point range, a couple of them. No complaints. A.J. Brodeur earning his financial aid package on this last Ivy League home weekend.
22 points there puts a significant dent into the lead that Ernie Beck had on him for the all-time scoring record at Penn, but more importantly, 22 points, a massive factor in today's victory as well. And he'll have what he hopes 2 more cracks at the record, because that would mean an Ivy League tournament game. But for now, it's just paying attention to what happens tomorrow against the Lions of Columbia. Steve Donahue and the Penn Quakers liking what they've seen from their group. It appears that if the scores hold, another of the Quakers' tiebreaker scenarios would hold. And we'll get to that in a matter of moments. But for now, Steve Donahue has joined Marissa Pilla and A.J. Brodeur courtside.
Coach, this was a game at half that was only decided by a few points. What changed in the second that allowed your team to end up winning by 14?
Yeah, I thought we started really guarding the ball better. I thought McBride had a great first half. I thought we gave him too much room, but give Cornell credit. I thought they played really well, and we had to play well to win.
Thanks for your time, Coach. AJ, a great win for you. You tied a game high with 22 points. At what point in this game, in the second half, did it feel like your team finally gained control?
You know, after the first couple minutes, we were going back and forth with them. They're really good at hanging with you when especially out of halves, out of timeouts, those long pauses, you know, they're really aggressive in that way. So once we started to get in our groove offensively, as time started to go on, you know, we started to break away, and I think that's what made it a lot harder for them to keep up.
How important was your game from beyond the arc that allowed you to break away from Cornell?
Oh, very, very important. You know, it's something I've been working on for my entire career here, just to be able to, you know, give our offense that extra depth, that extra dimension of being so dangerous from all aspects of the floor. So making them have to respect me from out there just opens up the whole floor to a lot of other things, not just for me, but for my teammates.
We saw that tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very much. Congratulations to Steve Donahue and A.J. Brodeur as they weathered the push from the Cornell Big Red and earned a 78-64 victory. For Marissa Pilla on the sidelines and my broadcast partner Vince Curran, this is Joe Torti saying so long, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow for Penn Columbia, a trip to the Ivy League tournament on the line. We'll see you next time for Ivy League basketball on ESPN.